Okay, hopefully YouTube doesn't fight me on sound today. I don't know why they've been fighting me lately, but they have. Also, bear with me. I am sick. Yeah, got a cold. I think. It better be a cold. I refuse to have COVID again, so it better be a cold. But anyway, I have a story for you guys, and you're gonna think I'm making it up, but I swear to God I'm not. So I have this friend. Her name is. We're gonna call her B. Okay, and she had this like boy, because that's basically what he was. That was like obsessed with her for like weeks, right? Like just. Only thing he could ever think about, talk about, whatever, was B. And to the point that, like, I would go early to, like, places where we were supposed to be because he would show up early, and she was, like, creeped out by this dude, which, I mean, fair enough, he was creepy. And, he would just be, like, all in her business. Like, he tried to kiss her without permission. She would tell him no. She, you know, didn't consent, whatever. You know, all the good stuff that you're supposed to listen to when a girl says no. But he didn't listen. And I don't understand it. I don't understand, like, he's even younger than I am. Like, B is 50 years old, I'm 37, and this kid I'm pretty sure was probably close to my age, if not younger, but I'm pretty sure he was younger. And he was like just obsessed. And let me make this clear. I'm not saying that it's weird that he was attracted to her because she's a beautiful woman, but like it is kind of that weird like boundary type thing, you know, like I don't know. First of all, you should never date your kids' friends, because that's weird. Never do that. And second of all, if you've got a good friendship with somebody, don't ruin that by being all, like, pervy. Like, just be happy that they want to be your friend and call that a day. Like, why are you being weird, you know what I mean? And, so this went on for a couple weeks, and I guess eventually he got the hit, and he stopped coming to, the thing we had together. We all had together. And I didn't care either way. Like, I did not care that somebody was interested in her. This did come up, by the way. I did not care that somebody was interested in her. I didn't. I really didn't. I do not have feelings for B. I've never had feelings for her. We're just friends. And she was uncomfortable, and that's the only reason why I was involved in this at all. And whatnot. One day I was like sleeping on the couch and I like rolled over on my phone, and somehow, because Facebook likes to do whatever the fuck it wants, I ended up adding like a whole bunch of people that I ordinarily would not have added because I didn't know them, or I didn't want to be friends with them, or I didn't know them and I knew they were shitty people, so I didn't want to be their friends. And I went through as I could, you know, people were accepting these, and I was going through and deleting these people, and I know that's so fucking shady sounding, I know, you don't have to tell me, but I didn't want to be friends with these people for a reason, okay, so, like, and I realized that if I was going to avoid being friends with them, then I should probably just have, like, blocked them from the get-go, but, like, I had a rough time in high school and junior high. I was bullied a lot. And, like, I don't remember every single kid's name that bullied me, but, like, I can recognize them by, like, their face. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like you. And if I didn't like you then, I probably won't like you now, despite your apologies. I literally had one girl message me, and she was like, I want to apologize for the way we treated you in high school, but you know you kind of deserved it, right? Ma'am, that is not a fucking apology. Get out of here with that shit. That is not an apology. That is a, I don't want to take accountability for my actions, but I need to look like I have friends so I can have a bigger number on Facebook. It's like what people do. It's like what people do to get TikTok followers. I don't actually agree with any of the shit that I'm posting, but I will say I do because it will get me more followers and people will like me better. Don't do that shit. That shit is so fucking fake. Be who you are and own that shit. I know I'm a little nuts. I own that shit. I do not give a fuck. I'm open about my mental health. I'm open about abusive relationships I've had. Hold on. Okay, sorry, my kids came home. My other kid's at work. But, yeah, so, anyway, back to this story here. And I unintentionally sent this guy a friend request. Hold on, my wife is texting me. But, anyway, sorry. So, I unintentionally added this guy, and he messages me out of the blue, and he's like, because you gotta remember, I didn't know who all I had added, so I was kind of deleting them as they were accepting the friend requests, which I know, like I said, we've already discussed, this was a shitty thing to do, but it's how it had to be done. And and he was like, why did you add me? And I was like, oh, dude, no. This was totally an accident. I don't want to be friends with you. You kind of are like a stalker. I didn't tell him that part. But I didn't want to be friends with this guy. He was weird. And, anyway. So I just said, oh, it was an accident. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. You know, whatever. And he said, okay, cool. And just didn't speak to me for like ever. And then randomly, out of fucking nowhere, like 2 weeks later, he had stopped coming to the event we were all three at. He had, as far as I know, they did see each other, but they didn't see each other like that, if you know what I mean. They weren't like dating or anything. They were just friends. And I think he finally kind of caught on that that's all they were ever going to be. Which I'm glad, because that means I didn't have to go babysit him anymore. So, why does everybody always choose a lesbian to do the babysitting? Anyway, 2 weeks ago, last week, out of nowhere he messages me again, right? And he's all telling me that my profile picture looks great, and like immediately I just want to get this out there because I know this is gonna sound like I'm a shitty person, but I'm really not. But immediately I was like, I kind of want to change my profile picture now because like I just felt weird about it. You were just hitting on my friend 2 weeks ago and now you're in my inbox. And at first I thought nothing of it. I thought, oh, he's just being nice, whatever. There's no way, because he was all about B. He was all about her. So I thought for sure there was no way that this was intended to be anything flirtatious. So I talked to him for a minute, and, you know, I was telling him, he said something about, like, oh, how are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm good, you know. And then I intentionally brought up B, because I was like, do you not recognize me? Like... So I was like, oh, I was having a rough time, but I talked to B about it, and, you know, she helped me to feel better, and I'm doing okay now. And then he was giving me all these compliments, like, oh, you're so pretty. And I was like, yeah, thanks. And then I mentioned my wife, because, like, you know, I'm trying to do this the nice way first, okay? I was trying to do this the nice way first. And I mentioned my wife, and I'm like, oh, yeah, my wife always gives me compliments, and, you know, she, like, loves me, and, you know, she treats me well, and all this stuff. Like, basically just a bunch of shit. It is true. She does treat me wonderfully, by the way. But just basically any shit I could come up with to kind of, like, deter where I knew this conversation would probably end up going. And I even sent it to, like, my group chat on Facebook, because I run a Facebook network, and I was like, I couldn't flirt with wet bread. Okay, you could not pay me to successfully flirt with anything or anybody because I'm just not good at it. You can ask my wife. It took me like a solid like 12 hours to realize that she was flirting with me when we first started talking. And then I was like, oh wait. I'm not good at picking up on social cues, but I'm even worse when it comes to like romance and flirting, because like I won't know that's what you're doing, and I know that's horrible, and maybe I should probably be looked at for that. But sorry, I got a fuzz on my face. But yeah, I don't know, you know, like. But anyway, everybody responded, and they were like, yeah, that's definitely flirting. And I was like, this is so weird, because he was just hitting on my friend less than a month ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. And I was like, it's just weird. It's just weird. So, if you know what, if any of y'all have boyfriends or guy friends, can you ask them why they go from one friend to the next and not, like, outside of that circle? Honestly, I think he thought that if he could get me to go out with him, which I wasn't going to, but if he could, then somehow that would make B jealous, and she would be like all over it, and you know, that would somehow do not build a relationship that way. That's such shitty shit to do. I cannot understand why people do that and then be like, oh, I don't know why she's mad at me. Yes, you do, David. You know very well why she's mad at you. But yeah, like, I really feel like I was just, you know, means to an end. And it's like, if you were that desperate to date somebody who has clearly told you on several different occasions, multiple times, mind you, that they are not interested, you might need therapy. You just might need therapy. But yeah, so anyway, from there I was talking about, like, you know, I started talking about my wife and whatnot, trying to kind of like make it clear that, oh, I am not single, and even if I was single, I don't like men. And like, it just kept going. It just kept going. And then I just stopped responding, because I was like, okay, well, he's not taking a hint this way, so I'm just not going to respond anymore, because I don't know what to do, because you're weird and I don't know how to fix it. And so I just stopped responding, and then, like, you know, I should have listened to Amy, because she told me to block him, and I didn't, because I was like, oh, you know, it was a one-time thing, surely he won't try it again, I'm sure he got the hint, whatever. Hold on a second. I want you, I need. Okay, I'm back. So like I said, it was just really off and really weird to me, and I kind of felt like my privacy had been violated in a way. Like, what the fuck? And so a few days went by, and like, I didn't hear from him, so I was like, oh, it was a one-off, he's got the hint, whatever. This motherfucker messages me 3 days later and is like, I hope your day is as fine as you are. Like, sir, you are barking up the wrong fucking tree. You are barking up the wrong fucking tree. And I am not the one. I am not the one. And also, just, it's weird too. Like, you flirted with somebody's friend, and now you're hitting on the person who, so like, you flirt with somebody and then you start hitting on the person's friend, and that's weird to me. And it's like, you know, at first I thought, oh, maybe he was hitting on B because she's so much older. Like me, I like older women. So I thought originally maybe that's what it was, like some mommy issues, I don't know, older women obsession, an accent idea, because she's got an accent, it could be the body, it could be a lot of things. But, like, I am as far away from B as you can possibly get. I am on the other side of this fucking spectrum. Being that I am significantly younger than her. Well, not significantly, but you know what I mean. And she's a redhead, and I'm a brunette. And I'm naturally brunette, not just the box dye. I am naturally very dark brown hair. I'm American, for that matter. as disappointing as that may be right now. But like, I'm like so far on the other side of this scenario that I don't know what possessed this man to start flirting with me. I gotta let this set, and I will be right back to finish the story. Okay, so getting on with this story. Then, like I said, he messaged me, and he was like, oh, I hope your day is as fine as you are, and whatnot. And then, you know, I showed it to Amy, who is my wife, because I was like, this is so weird. And I ended up messaging him back, and this time I was just blunt. I was like, I got you, okay? I got your number. I don't like it. It's weird. But I was like, I'm not the one. And also, if you want to flirt with her friends, maybe pick somebody who didn't want you turn into a borderline stalker. Like, you were so obsessed with her that, like, you were following her around like a little puppy. It's degrading. Like, you're degrading yourself by being that. No, don't do that. It's weird. Like, when I dated men, I know, right? I did have this guy. I lived in a trailer park, and I was dating the guy that was across the street from me. And he was very much a control freak. What are you doing? Why are you taking so long to answer? Sorry, I was at work. Sorry, I was in the bathroom. Oh, I had to take a shower. You know, like, but he expected to know every little thing I was doing at all times of the day. And that shit is, no, that shit is stupid. Do not let people do that. That is some controlling ass bullshit that should never happen. And it usually is like that, and then it turns into like an abusive relationship, because I've had a girlfriend like that too. But she was cheating on me all the time, and she would accuse me of trying to cheat on her. But she never wanted to be seen with me in public. She didn't like taking pictures with me. She didn't like me posting pictures of her. It was all kinds of, yeah. No, she did not want anybody to know that we were dating. And that should have been my red flag. But I was very much the type of woman who did what other people wanted me to do, because I was lonely and depressed, and I didn't have very good self-worth or a very good image of myself. And this is kind of how I ended up in this relationship. And it was not a good situation to be in. But anyway, yeah. So I then was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that, because now he's gonna go back to B, and she's gonna be mad at me because I was rude, or, you know, I hurt his feelings or whatever. And I was just like, no, I honestly don't care if I did hurt his feelings, because, like, I tried to do it the nice way, and, you know, you didn't take the hint, and that's on you, but that's on you. I should not have to be uncomfortable to keep somebody else happy, especially when they would not have done the same for me. And yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Like, no, sorry, if your friend here wasn't a creeper, we wouldn't have this problem, and I wouldn't care. Like, and also the fact that he, like, accused me at one point of being into Rebecca, like, thinking that I was flirting with her or whatever. I said her name, whatever. Anyway, like, if you were gonna accuse me of that, then what would make you think that 2 weeks later you could flirt with me? Evidently, I am gay. I don't hide this. I don't pretend like I'm not. I don't see any reason to do all that bullshit. But yeah, it's just like, what made you think that that was a good idea? Like, like, no thank you. No thank you. I am A-okay. Oh, no, wait, I gotta put my jewelry open. But yeah, like, it was just so weird to me. Like, I will never understand why guys do that shit. Like, and why, of all people, he picked me, who had seen the way he behaved towards her. Like, why would you want me, who watched you become like a stalker and all that shit? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be? And then, like, not only that, like, if I wasn't a guy and I had agreed to date him, then I would have to be constantly worried that he was, like, flirting with Rebecca behind my back. Come on, now. I don't do that kind of shit. And I don't know. I don't know. People do weird shit, I guess, but, like, for real, I have so many questions about why. Why me? And, like, you know, I can't even say that it's because, you know, I'm her only friend, because I'm not. She's got other friends. She's got Morgan and Trish and Rachel, and y'all been here for a while, you know why I say it like that. And, you know, whatnot. So, like, why me? And I know it can't be because he thought I was single, because I am very open about the fact that I am married. And that I am flaming gay. So, like, it couldn't have even been that. You know what I mean? Like, what was that about? I have questions. But, yeah, I don't know. People are freaking weird, man. And they'd be, like, so obvious about it, too. Like, you ain't even trying to save yourself some self-respect. You're not even trying. You're not trying. And I don't know why, but that irritates me. So, just don't be that person. It's so fucking weird. But, anyway, this last time, I ended up blocking him because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Because, like, I was trying to be nice for Rebecca's sake, but, like, you've crossed a boundary with me. I see that you do not take no for an answer. I have seen your inability to comprehend the importance of consent. So, no. I'm not doing that. Sorry. So, I don't know. It was so weird. It was just so weird. It's just so weird. But yeah, like, I mean, you guys tell me, do you think I was overreacting? Like, should I unblock him? Like, is that rude? Like, did I do something? I don't know. It just made me so uncomfortable, though, because it's like, this is weird. I literally was just watching you flirt with Rebecca 3 days ago. Like, why? And I don't think she would say anything to me about it, but if she did, then I'm just gonna, you know, like, be like, yeah, the truth is, he creeped me out. And I have a right to block anyone who makes me feel unsafe or uncomfortable, right? Like, that's a thing. Like, it's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, she's not into you, then cool. Flirt with other people, just not her friends. It's weird. Guys, if you watch these, I mean, guys watch makeup videos, so I'm being serious. Guys, if you watch these, don't be that guy. Don't be the weirdo. Thanks, guys. Bye.